Well, Williams have given us 4 bangers, haven't they? But which one is the bangiest? Instead of us trying to come up with our own livery and getting it wrong, it's up to you. So if you don't like it, then it's on you. This time though, they decided to give us not 1 livery, but 4 of them. And they all have different characteristics, which definitely include the coloration of Golf and the Williams basic standard. But right here, in front of you, is bolder than bold. It's the least interesting out of all of them, but it's still pretty nice. It's kind of like a recoloration of their standard livery, something of which on my main live stream that I would have accepted, just a recoloration of what they actually had, because it was kind of smart, and I guess this is pretty much what we got here, with the addition of some random orange stripes and randomly just put on the nose, put on the main body. They just seem a little bit out of place in a way, like somebody thought, oh, we need to have stripes, let's put them there, It just kind of feels off with the glass effect of the light blue, which is very classy. I will say the main FW45 livery that we get is actually pretty smart and sophisticated. It's not the most interesting, but it's definitely solid and very suave. The one thing to point out here, that Duracell battery motif on the airbox, that is present in all 4 liveries, so good. That's probably one of the smartest livery decisions I've seen in years, and it's just so darn cute. And yeah, I just can't get over those random orange strips. They don't really feel in keeping with the rest of the design. The rest of it is actually pretty solid. It's not the most spectacular out there, but it's definitely very nice and very solid, but I think they were trying to do the bolder than bold remit and then just forgot about the boldness, and they thought, oh, put bold stripes on there. They're okay, but they don't really feel in keeping with the rest of the design. They really should have actually been put on the next design, which we see right here, which is called Contemporary. Already with these designs, I'm getting advertising companies. It just feels so pretentious. However, there is a lot more going on in here, and it's meant to denote the modern standard of livery design within the sport. With technologies regarding paint and vinyl design, you can have some more intricate looking liveries, which sort of push the envelope of what you can actually expect. And you know what? This is actually a pretty good one. You see, even the birds agree. There's a lot more interaction too with the Golf blue and the orange, which was kind of lacking in the first one. It feels like everything's going a million miles an hour. It is denoting speed, making the car appear like it's going faster. A classic example of this is the redesign of the NBC Peacock. The Peacock was actually looking left, but then in the mid-80s they decided, oh, you know what, the Peacock's looking over here now, and that's meant to look towards the future. It was more forward-thinking, and this is something that Williams is implementing with the Contemporary design. And also the glitch effect right here, it's really, really nice and really well put together. Again, it's interacting with all of the colours, and it's included on the wheel covers and the front wing. So there's more stuff going on the ancillary bits of the car. I really, really love people using the wheel covers as part of their liveries, like the McLaren chrome motif, even back to the legs of the Brawn, making them fluorescent yellow. So there's something going on there. And oh, don't forget the AlphaTauri white wheel rims. That was so nice. Nobody saw that coming, but it was really, really cool. The effect is kind of lost on the halo though. It's just a standard orange block. It's not really got that faded look, unfortunately, but it's a good one, and it's something that really does give you the illusion of speed. So this is a very solid one. Now, this is tugging at my nostalgia strings, the Heritage one. Oh, this is so clean, but is it special? I don't know. It tugs at my nostalgia a lot, but the lack of sponsors on the main body is very obvious. If we just added one more sponsor next to the W on the main box and on the side pod have a sponsor there too, it would really balance things out a little more to provide a very beautiful livery. The colours work superbly well, and the swoosh near the Duracell and on the bottom of the side pod, oh, it is lovely, and it feels like something straight out of the 90s and the 2000s. It all just looks really, really crisp and simple. Even the numbering, the number 23, yes, it harks back to the 60s, what McLaren did with their Golf livery iteration, but it does feel actually readable and standard for the modern age. It feels like it belongs. The only thing I'm a little bit unsure of is the stripe on the main nose. It sort of just gives up halfway. It doesn't go all the way down to the nose, but I suppose in a way with the modern F1 nose cones and the front wings, it wouldn't actually work. So I suppose they were just going for, you know what, we're just putting it here, but we don't need to go all the way, otherwise it would sort of ruin the flow of it. So I suppose I get it, but oh well. I actually think this would be really good as a standard livery. I'm not quite so sure as a special one, because a special livery has to look special. Kind of like what we get for the next one, Visionary, and That's certainly striking. In terms of an overall motif, it's meant to be the most visually stimulating, you know, visionary, forward-thinking, meant to be thinking of the future. It's like, whoa, thinking outside of the box, and they thought outside the box 3 times over because we're getting 3 sorts of designs in one. I like the motif on the nose section as the colours pop immensely. This would be really good on its own. But the main body feels like 3 different visual cues blended together to form one sort of mysterious whole. It's a little disjointed, but this definitely feels special. It feels like they're having fun with this design, and you'll certainly notice it going around the track. Well, I mean, I guess that's the whole point of a special livery. You're supposed to, well, notice it. Oh, and the Jaguar Oceans, whatever. It was just random red stripes. You know what? If I ever make a list of the worst one-off liveries, that Jaguar's going on it because it was so lazy. And not to mention that whole thing with the diamond, that was just silly. Now, the visionary may not be my favourite, but it's certainly the most striking, it's the most special, which is what you're supposed to get from this whole campaign, and the colours are just beautiful. That orange is so deep and luscious, and it definitely steers you away from the elephant in the room, the fact that Williams are lacking sponsors, which the Heritage one really points out. I'm happy with all 4 of these, so if we got these for Singapore, Japan and Qatar, I would be okay with this. You can actually vote right now, so it is down to you which one actually gets chosen. But for me, I think if I had to choose, I want to say Heritage. My heart says Heritage, but my brain would say Contemporary, because it's the most forward-thinking, and this Gulf-Williams partnership is going to go on for a very long time, so this isn't going to be the only Gulf-Williams livery that we're going to be getting. We're going to be getting plenty more, but Heritage is a very close second. That would be a great, as I said, standard livery. Let me know in the comments what you think.